Thank you, John. Good afternoon. People of my generation understand the cost to exposure to dangerous substances. The Vietnam War Memorial is as jarring as it is moving because the names on those panels provide context to the price that was paid. But those names only symbolize the down payment. Thousands have died because of Agent Orange related illnesses. Instead of bullets, bombs, and shrapnel, they endured years of chemotherapy, radiation, and painful treatment. It was American Legion that proved to be the greatest advocate after years of delay and obfuscation from administrations of both parties. This organization convinced Washington that men and women exposed to this deadly contaminant must have access to VA health care. We must do the same for the current generation of our veterans, and thousands of others whose exposure to toxic contaminants has gone unrecognized for years, even decades. To its great credit, the House of Representatives passed the Honoring Our Pact Act, introduced by House Veterans Affairs Committee Chairman Mark Takano. It is the most comprehensive toxic exposure bill to ever pass either chamber of Congress. It will provide health care for over 3.5 million veterans who were exposed to contaminants during the Gulf War, the war on terrorism, atomic testing, and cleanup operations. Many were exposed to environmental hazards just by being stationed in certain areas over documented times. The PACT Act also gives overdue recognition to veterans exposed to Agent Orange in Thailand, Cambodia, and Laos. The bill will establish presumption of service connection for 23 respiratory illnesses, cancers linked to burn pits and other hazards. This legislation can be a legacy and remembrance for all those who have made the ultimate sacrifice due to the poisons of war. One Indiana veteran is unable to be with us today due to another commitment. His name is Dillard Chambers. In 2009, he served a tour at Joint Base Dillard, Iraq, as a member of the U.S. Air Force. He was exposed to burn pits on a regular basis. A few years ago, Dillard's wife noticed a large lump on his neck. He got it checked out only to be diagnosed with stage 1 cancer at age 29. The young man started chemotherapy. He filed a claim with the VA for his non-Hodgkin lymphoma. It was denied under current law. It is not a disability associated with his service. This must change. We hear a lot about costs from Washington, but what is a life worth? What do you tell a parent, a spouse, a child about physical budgets when their loved one is gone? We have spent trillions rebuilding other countries from the ravages of war. These men and women, however, are also a cost of war, and those bills must be paid. Over the past several weeks, I have traveled 7 different states, ranging from Alaska to Georgia, to meet with legionnaires and build support for this once-in-a-generation piece of legislation. During my travels, I've been telling American Legion family members to contact their U.S. senators. If a senator or a congressional staff member says they have a less expensive legislative option, I like to ask a simple question. Which veteran should we leave behind? Those exposed to burn pits? Those with Gulf War illnesses? Atomic veterans? Camp Lejeune veterans? maybe those who only have stage 3 cancer. Who should we leave behind? And if we don't pass this now, then when? Memorial Day is a perfect time to deliver a bill for the president to sign. His son, Beau Biden, died of brain cancer while in the prime of his life. He also was a veteran exposed to burn pits. We know the military is a tight-knit, a brotherhood and sisterhood. The fallen heroes who we honor on Memorial Day would want us to care for the sick comrades. President Lincoln's promise to care for him who shall borne the battle. It defines what we are as American Legion. We also include women as equal partners in this promise. Does Lincoln's promise define us as a country? That is a question that I'm hoping Senators Young and Braun can answer on behalf of Hoosier veterans and the men and women across this country who have answered their nation's call. Thank you very much for being here today, and at this time I must leave. If you have any questions, our Legislative Director Lawrence will be glad to assist or ask those. Thank you.